In this video, we're joined by Albert Lis, a former project manager turned full-time property investor.
Before joining the academy, been working on building sites as a project manager, quite a strong background around construction. It was very natural to me to think about investing in the property.
Now making thousands of pounds a month from rent to rent, serviced accommodation, and buy, refurbish, refinance projects.
My investing started with rent to rent and using the online platforms, OpenRent or Facebook.
How long did it take you to get your first deal?
It took me 5-6 months. It's running, as I say now, as a holiday let.
Albert started with just 4 rent-to-rents and recently completed his first BRR deal, turning £220,000 rec into a £410,000 holiday let.
Where did you find the BRR?
I found the BRR actually through agents. We've got another one, but no one really wanted to buy it. Would you like to see it?
Yes.
That's the one I want to see.
One.
That's exactly the one I want to
Yeah.
see. It's a 4-bedroom, semi-detached house on the top of the hill, and there's no any other building that is higher than this one.
Okay, so what did you buy it for?
I've bought it for 220. The valuation from the lender came as 410.
And he shares how he raises the finance.
And while I was doing my BRR, I found a joint venture partner that we already raised the finance for another property. The way I've structured raising the finance is that we opened the limited company where we've both equal shareholders. The investor is putting money in, I'm putting my knowledge and experience in. Yes, and then again, big thank you to Mr. Samuel. We were able to get the right contracts in place.
Uses smart automation and builds a family-run business with long-term legacy in mind.
What kind of systemizations have you put in place for your property businesses?
For the service accommodation business, I really strongly rely on channel manager software. I'm currently with the company called Hospitable. On top of that, I've also really used the AI now to answer all the messages that come in.
If you're serious about systemizing success in property, this one is for you. So enjoy and be sure to subscribe for future property success stories.
Hello and welcome to Samuel Leeds Success Stories. I'm your host, Patricia Masuda, and I am here sitting with my good friend, Albert Lis. Welcome, Albert.
Hi, Patricia. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. And of course, I know you from being one of the Inner Circle group leaders for Croydon. And I went to Croydon a couple weeks ago and you had a great Inner Circle event there. So congratulations on having these great, successful events. Why don't we talk a little bit about what you were doing before you joined the Academy? Tell me what that was like.
Before joining the academy, I've been working on building sites as a project manager, managing residential refurbishment and construction works, including loft extension, site extension, back extension, and all sorts of different refurbishment that you can do on residential property.
Wow, that's really cool. So you already had so much experience in that background. And then did you decide to maybe try it for yourself then?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I
Yeah.
thought. I mean, I always been very interested in the properties. Architecture, design around the property was something that really interested me from pretty much teenager years. And since I had quite a strong background around construction, it was very natural to me to think about investing in the property.
And did you say that your father was also in the building trades?
Yes, he ran a building company in London for past 17 or 18 years now.
Wow, that's great. So, I mean, my parents don't know anything about BRRs. I had to show them a graph of what BRR was, right? So no, that's excellent. So you already had some of that in your DNA.
Almost, yes.
Yeah. And so I think, are you also in the rent-to-rent business?
Yes, I am. Actually, my investing started with rent to rent,
Okay.
almost not intentionally, but that's where it really got me hooked, and
Not
that's where it
intentionally,
started.
by
Yeah,
accident.
almost, yeah.
Okay, so tell me about that first deal. How did you get it?
So at the time when I started looking into property, once I found Samuel and I found out how the rent to rent works, I was thinking, 'cause I was working alongside with my father at the building company and his business partner, and we had the clients which were renting Airbnb for the time where our company was doing refurbishment at the house. And I thought, oh, actually, if I found rent to rent, maybe I can pitch that to my father and his business partner, see if we can host or we can accommodate building clients in the service accommodation business. And as the time by, that was my idea, that was my pitch, which I had to landlords. Luckily, I found a landlord that they agreed with me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, I decided to go full-time in the property. So I didn't even have a chance to pitch the idea to my father or to his business
Oh.
partner. And that the service accommodation business sort of took off on its own.
And did you find it about rent to rent through Samuel or beforehand? Like, how did you even discover this?
No, mainly through Samuel. I had idea that something is existing like that, but it would never been really interested me. And after finding more information from Samuel, that was something that really get me hooked on that.
Great. Do they have rent to rent in Poland?
Yes.
They do.
Yeah, but I find out it after I've joined the
After,
academy. I found
yeah.
out what it is, how it works, then I realized, oh, actually, that worked back in Poland as well.
Yeah, that's something that Samuel talks about too, because I'm from Canada, and he says that these different strategies work in different countries, right? So that's great. So how many rent to rents do you have?
Rent to rents, I've got currently 4,
Mm-hmm.
looking to expand to another one.
Okay, great. And how do you find these rent to rents?
Using the online platforms, mainly OpenRent or Facebook. I'm trying to find deals that are direct to landlords. So I found that's the easier way to explain what we do and actually speaking to the person that is responsible for making decision whether they
Yeah.
want to rent the place to us or not.
Yeah. And so how are you able to convince somebody to give them your property if you don't have any experience?
The landlord who gave me the first deal, very lovely lady. We still got the property till today. We still got a very good relation with her. She had a tenant before who didn't look for the property very well. And finding me who got the building experience, and she could tell that I'm talking about the property with really passion. She just trusted that I would take care of it.
Yeah.
And it almost running service accommodation business is my business to take care of that property.
Yeah.
Because for every guest, for every person that's staying in my property, I need to make sure it's in the top condition. So it's alongside with the same goals that the landlord have to keep their asset safe and looked after. And that's exactly what I do.
How long did it take you to get your first deal?
It took me somewhere around 5-6 months. I think it took me slightly longer because I've joined the academy with the intention of doing flip on properties. So I was looking for property to buy in the same time when I was looking for property to rent. And when I was looking for both, I wasn't looking for any. So after I've decided, let's put one on hold for a minute, I think since I've decided that was about a month and a half. So once the vision was clear what I'm doing,
Yeah.
reaching the goal wasn't that difficult.
Did you use the mentors to help you?
Oh yes, I used the mentors a lot at the beginning. What to say to landlords, how to present myself, what message send, what even to go through the contract so I know what I'm signing
Yeah.
and also what I'm presenting to the landlord. I wanted to understand everything, and at the beginning, the help of the mentors, not even the beginning, throughout, help of the mentors is something hard to put value on.
Yeah. And so tell me about the BRR. Where did you find the BRR?
I found the BRR actually through agents. So I found a few properties that were outside London, down south in Kent. And I found a few properties that I've liked. And every time I found a different agent, I tried to explain them, maybe even a bit too much, a little bit my background so they understand that I'm really looking after rundown property. And I've explained exactly what I'm looking for. And after a few phone calls, the actually agents were calling me because I was looking for the properties they had problem to sell.
Yes.
And I have all the means to fix it and then give them back to resell it.
Yeah.
So they found potential in that. They actually start calling me with potential properties.
Great. Okay. So then one of them worked out?
Yeah. So I've booked the 2 viewings on the same day with one agent. I went to see both of them. And at the end, the agent told me, like, we've got another one, but no one really wanted to buy it. Would you like to see it? Like,
Yes.
that's the one I want to
That's
see.
the one.
That's exactly the one I want to
Yeah.
see. And I end up buying that property.
Wow. Okay. What did you buy? Oh, well, first off, what kind of property is it?
It's a 4-bedroom, semi-detached house
Oh,
with
it's
the
big.
garage to the size. It's fair size.
Yeah.
The thing that I really loved about the property that is on the top of the hill, and there's no any other building that is higher than this one.
Wow.
And
What a score.
And because it's on the seaside, so you've got clear view on of the sea.
Oh my gosh.
And being down the south of the Dover, we're not very far from France. So on a clear day, you literally see the France from master bedroom.
Stop it.
It is, yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Okay, so what did you buy it for?
I've bought it for 220.
220. That sounds
220.
really low, but I don't
The
know.
view
Is
of
it?
the property you've got now was very hard to see at the beginning.
Yeah.
That's why there's the price.
Uh-huh.
So just to give you the scale on what condition the house was,
Mm-hmm.
I've had to remove nearly 20 tons of rubbish from the back garden. There was a water feature that was so overgrown that no one even know about.
Oh my
And
gosh.
no one was even able to go there. Roof in the whole extension needs changing.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of ceilings fall down.
Oh
And
my gosh.
a fair bit of a place was covered in mold. So the vision which you had a minute ago was very hard to see at the beginning.
Right. Wow. Okay. So then you came along and saved the day, saved this property. How can a property owner even get their property to this kind of a state?
It's one of the questions I can't answer. It was really hard to believe that
Yeah.
people were living there almost till the sales day.
No. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. So, how much refurb did it need then? How much did you pay for the refurb?
It costed me £60,000.
Okay. Wow.
It sounds like not very much for the size of the house. It's
Right.
because I've done quite a lot of my work myself.
Okay.
I've managed to save a lot on the refurb
Yeah.
cost by knowing the trade, knowing where
Mm-hmm.
to go and buy the right things,
Mm-hmm.
and also how to do the work.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of work myself. That's why I'm so
Great.
good.
Great. We should become friends, right? You'll do that for me, right? So how much would it have been if you had to hire somebody?
I think at least like 80, 90,000 pounds.
Wow. Okay. And so what did you refinance it then?
Yes, the house is now refinanced. The whole
Mm-hmm.
project is finished, and the valuation from the lender come as 410.
410. Wow. Good for you. What a great deal.
It
This
was
is your first BRR?
the very first year.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Congratulations. You must be over
Thank
the
you.
moon.
Of course I am.
And so are you going to recycle that and do it again and again?
Oh, I can't wait till I get another one.
Yeah. Have you started shopping for the next one?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Do you have some
already some
contenders?
offers put it on. We'll
Nice.
see. Hopefully we hear back tomorrow.
Yeah. How low do you go for those offers? Is it awkward to put in a below market value offer?
It is awkward.
Yeah.
It is awkward, but at the end of the day, the way I've talked to the agents, I say it needs to make sense for me.
Yeah.
I still want to make money on it. I'm not trying to hide it because, it doesn't make sense. So I say, listen, I can put the offer, but it's going to be X. I don't want to offend anyone. Can we present that to the vendor? Do you think that's way too low? So I always start very friendly conversation to
Yeah.
put in to warn them that offer is going to be very low.
Yeah.
So they don't, not getting that by surprise.
Right. And it's up to them. They can either take it or not take it, right?
Correct.
And then at the end of the day, the person who takes it, you are getting them out of a property that they don't want anymore, right?
Exactly, because I'm not looking for the property which got a little bit of refurb and
Yeah.
I'm putting very low of a chance in it.
Right.
But the offer I've put on the house, it was actually very much justified because it was either the builder or someone with the knowledge buy the property. No one from the open market would buy the property in this state. And at the end of the day, it would become big liability
Yeah.
for the owner.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure the neighbors are not happy with a house coming to that kind of estate as well because of the resale value for their homes, right?
Funny you've mentioned that, but I've actually become a very good friend with one of the neighbors.
Oh,
Because she
yeah.
was so pleased that I took
Yeah.
over and I started cleaning and the neighborhood starts looking good again.
Right.
So we become friends ever since.
Yes, yes, definitely. One of the houses 2 doors down from where I live, like there's trees growing out of it and the windows are boarded up and it's such a beautiful little posh village and it almost looks like a haunted house. Like it looks really scary. And so I was telling my landlord, who's a farmer, I said, "Oh, we should buy that and renovate it because he's a builder too, right?"
Okay.
So yeah, that's just something you need to add back to that area. Okay, so what are you doing with that property now? Is it an SA or HMO?
It's running as I say now,
Great.
as a holiday let. So we not only refurbished it, I've put the hot tub in, I've put also
Oh,
the things for the family to spend time in. So
yeah,
for the only family gatherings or for longer stays, that's something I think would be good for them.
that's great. And did you see on the portal Samuel added where we can list our SAs
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't
and
it?
other people can book them, right? Because
Yeah.
I travel around so much and I think, oh, I wonder I should stay in one of the Academy members' properties because I'd rather give you business than somebody else's Airbnb business, right?
That's
And
true.
now, did you list it? You should list it.
Not yet. I'm in the process, but I
Okay.
absolutely will be on.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, and then the next property, is it going to be the same or do you have a different vision?
No, I've liked the process so much. It definitely will be another BRR to service accommodation project.
Yeah.
I'm already looked. I probably would look for slightly smaller property to do something quicker and have much more fun around design it.
Oh, yeah.
So I can spend a bit more time and just enjoy the process of doing this. But
Yeah.
definitely another BRR to service accommodation.
Nice. What are the tax implications, if any, for a BRR?
Tax implementation.
Yeah, like when you refinance it at a higher valuation, are you paying tax on that equity?
No, that's
Oh.
actually one of the. You ask about because when I've bought this property, I've bought it with intention of flipping,
Mm-hmm.
buy it, do it up, and sell it.
Right.
And then, so if talking to Samuel, talking to mentors, I found out actually paying the capital gain tax is going to be so high on this if I do it fairly quickly that I've decided to refinance the property. And by doing this, I'm actually not paying any tax on this because I technically haven't made any money. I've just borrowed more money, and that's tax free.
Isn't that amazing, right?
Absolutely amazing.
Like I didn't know that before I joined the academy, all these things. So, okay, great. So you're going to do another one, maybe a little bit smaller. You should list it on the site tours. Did you see that as well?
Yes, I've done
Yeah.
actually the site tour for other academy members as soon as I finished the projects.
Uh-huh.
So I had about 7-10 academy members coming down from all over the south to visit the property. So we
Amazing.
talked how I've printed all the pictures how the house looked before,
Oh, that's
and
great.
so they were able to see in exact spots what I've done to it. I was able to explain them what's the choice of the furniture and why, and how
Yeah.
the end guests will be using it.
Yeah.
So it was a brilliant day. I'm hoping to do it again.
Oh, good. That's great. And I feel like there's so much you can learn in a classroom setting, but once you come out of the classroom and you're walking around an actual site and the builder owner is telling us, what they did, the numbers, the timeline, the costs, just seeing it, touching it, it makes a huge difference to
Oh,
absorbing the process, right?
absolutely, it's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Because when you can say, how much work, and if someone explain you how much work going into setting up the bedroom,
Mm-hmm.
from carpets, painting, furnishing, and you can actually see that,
Yeah.
it's much easier to put time scale or put the budgeting later on when you do it.
Mm-hmm.
So having that guidance is really, really helpful.
Yeah. So what does your dad think now that you're doing BRRs,
And
him being in the business?
he wants to sort of join and carry on with me
He wants to
later.
join. Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. And it's a whole family business, isn't it?
I'm trying to get my family involved as much as I can.
Yeah.
That was also one of the reasons why I've moved from back from Poland to the UK, to be closer to my parents, to get my daughter closer to the grandparents.
Yeah.
And that, if that was the whole point, that's now I'm trying to drag my family alongside with me to the business, because at the end of the day, that's where we spend most of the time.
Yeah.
And I would love to spend that with the people that I like most.
I know. Don't make me cry because my family's in Canada and I haven't seen them for 2 years. I was just talking to my sister and she's like, I think I'm going to come down and see you. And I'm like, yes, please come and see me. So, what are the next steps then? What are you going to do after your next BRR? Are you going to keep doing that? Or are you looking at maybe development or commercial?
The nearest plans would be to expand on service accommodation,
Yeah.
because that's working very well, and let's just scale that.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to do another BRR. And while I was doing my BRR, I found a joint venture partner that we already raised the finance to buy another property.
Oh. So if you raise the finance to purchase a property, why do you need a joint venture partner?
The way I've structured raising the finance is that we open the limited company where we've both equal shareholders. The investor is putting money in, I'm putting my knowledge and experience in, and then that's why we joint venture on
Oh, got
on a
it.
project.
Sorry. So your joint venture partner is the
Yes.
investor.
That's it.
Okay,
Exactly.
that makes sense. Okay. Great. And do you have contracts in place for that?
Yes, and then again, big thank you to Mr. Samuel for providing, and all the mentors, including Anna, who went through that with me, and
Yeah.
we were able to get the right contracts in place.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Isn't Tatiana a machine?
Oh, absolutely.
I can't
Her
even.
knowledge and the way to present it in an understandable way
Yeah.
is just amazing.
Exactly. And with all the amount of work of everything else that she has going on, she still every month spends time with us at the Thistle Hotel.
That is something I probably should learn from her about time management
I
and
know.
being more efficient
I
within a
know.
day.
Yeah. Did you ever have a moment where you thought, I'm not doing this anymore. It's too hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, when you run a business or you really involved in something, there will be the moments whether you want them or not.
Yeah.
And funny enough, my moment comes very, very early.
Yeah.
Because when I've got my property, I've rented it towards the end of the year. I've picked up the keys around half of December. So I've put the listing up. I've redecorated the place, make it look stunning. I've put it on. It got almost instant booking throughout Christmas. It got an extra booking for New Year's Eve. And I was so excited about it. It was literally one of my first property.
Yeah.
I didn't know much about service accommodation. You know, I was still learning. I heard from other academy members how to get bookings, but it seems a little bit distant until I start doing it. So I've kept the property and I kept the prices on the night stays the same as I had over the Christmas throughout January. And January is not the best month for holiday.
No, it's not.
And because I get so
January's
excited
the worst.
with the price, and it's like, oh, there's no bookings in January. I'm just going to hold on for a few more days. Still not booking. Then I went on and I've checked everything. It's like, I wonder, I don't wonder why I don't have a booking. So my price is 3 times than their competition.
Oh, no.
So I was like, that's enough. I probably shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
But then by talking to mentors, adjusting my prices.
Yeah.
And it's a bit crazy that you actually got unlimited access to the mentors.
Yeah.
So what I've done, I've booked a call with pretty much every mentor there is in the academy.
Yeah.
And I've asked them the very same question. I've asked them, what do I do to get the bookings? Because I messed up with my pricing.
Yeah.
Now in this situation, I'm trying to make the best out of it. So I've asked the same question. Most of the answers were very similar, but every mentor have a little bit different strategy, little bit different approach to it. So I've tried to do as many as I can, and toward the end of January, February, the booking starts coming in. So in January, I've made massive loss because I didn't have any bookings. My pricing was out of the place and just didn't stack well.
Yeah.
But then from February, it was still a little bit of loss, but it was at the break-even point. And then since March to today, it's always in the profit.
Yeah, because you learn your lesson, right? You
Exactly.
only need to learn that lesson once, and that's it.
And I will remember that lesson.
Yeah. And that's the thing about SA and the pricing. You really do need to pay attention because the price, for the summer months a year in advance are going to be at a premium. But as you come up to those dates, then you're going to start to adjust them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's like a song. It's a dance, right? It's all flowing. And
you also not only adjust the night rate, but I also adjust the minimum night stays.
Yes.
So longer in the future, the calendar will be open for longer bookings. Closer to the date we get, I allow shorter stays for 3 nights. And sometimes in very rare occasions, I even allow 2 night stays.
Okay, great. Do you have any house rules?
And yes, that was one of the first things we put it in. Again, I wouldn't know that if that wouldn't be for Academy, but we've got house rules which are in every single property, and also getting the guests to click that they accept all the house rules before they're gonna get the check-in details.
Have you ever had to charge a guest for any damages?
No, that's one of the reasons why I don't allow one-night bookings, because that tend to attract parties, and last-minute bookings usually tend to be the problematic ones. So for my peace of mind, I don't allow one-night bookings. And no, answering your question, I then had I had like one leg of sofa broken, but that handyman fixed it. I had a few wine glasses broken. Again, that's nothing.
Yeah.
So I didn't have any bigger problems, and I then had to use the rules against the guests. They actually there to make everyone happier. The neighbors, the guests themselves, slightly less hassle for me. It just make it easier.
Yeah. And guests, for the most part, I find are nice people, right? Nobody wants to really damage your property. And actually, I used to have people send me messages saying, the house was great. We're checking out now. We're really sorry we broke 2 wine glasses. So please let me know how much that'll be and what. And they're like 75p a glass, right? I'm like, no, it's totally fine. Thanks. Enjoy, right? But yeah, some people can be really nice about it too.
I've actually can relate to that because the guest who broke the glasses, they left a big box of chocolates for us.
Oh, that doesn't happen a lot. Well,
no.
that's nice.
So most of the guests are very nice.
Yeah.
And it's pleasure to host them. To the point, it's
Yeah.
like, I was glad you could stay with me.
Yeah. What's the competition like in your patches?
There is the area where I am. There is quite big competitions.
Mm-hmm.
There is quite a lot of bed and breakfast. There's quite a few hotels, smaller and bigger ones. There are also quite a lot of service accommodation units in the area. But getting my listing and my marketing right, I don't see that being that big of an issue.
Mm-hmm.
And demand in the area also is big enough for all the hosts to have bookings in.
What are your top 3 tips for somebody who's creating their first listing on Airbnb?
The first would be to get the research of the area, so you understand what your competition is doing, what their pricing is.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes down to your listing, the first thing would be getting the pictures right, and that is the very first picture. It has to be stunning,
Yeah.
because that's the one which shows on all the platforms. And the second thing would be getting the title right.
Oh, tell me about that.
Because the title and the picture is something that comes up in the search results. Therefore, those two are the most important.
Mm-hmm.
So the title is a bit more complicated, as it has to be appealing to the person that clicks on it. But also, it would be good if you will have the words that people may look for. So getting that optimized for search engines, for Booking.com search engine or Airbnb search engine, it would be important to say maybe amenities that you've got in a property, or how close is to the important tube or train station. And having those in the title helps you rank higher in the search results.
So like a traditional title that says 2-bed flat in Croydon is not a good title?
It's correct, but I
Mm-hmm.
probably could better.
Yeah.
Saying a comfortable stay for medium and short stays, walking distance to train station.
Okay.
So it gives you a bit more where it is and for who it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that helps with the click rate onto your advert, your listing, and also helps you rank higher in the search results.
Mm. What kind of skills were you able to develop while you were in the academy?
Oh, that would be many. How to become a good host,
Yeah.
negotiation skills. The biggest thing, actually, maybe not a skill, but something I'm embracing, is how to be comfortable in really uncomfortable situations.
Yes. Like now, right? Look how well you're
Oh,
doing.
no, talking to you is really comfortable, I must say.
Okay, good.
But, when you're putting the offer that is below what the vendor asking for,
Mhm.
or where you have to do that a little bit awkward pitch when you start bringing the landlord you're renting the property of to actually explain. And after you've done a few of them, and those uncomfortable situations become normal and become comfortable.
Yeah.
So you almost have to look for your uncomfortable
Yeah.
to be comfortable in the future.
So true, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So, what kind of advice could you give somebody who doesn't normally step outside of their comfort zone?
Try to do it with small steps, or maybe have a friend that can support you,
Yeah,
but still do it. Whether
Yeah.
you're stressed, whether you're scared about it, just do it.
just do it. What kind of benefits have you seen being an inner circle group leader?
Of many, not only by being able to invite speakers and being able to talk to them, to have a conversation, to being able to pick up their knowledge, to see what work in the strategy, what make them success, what make their deal better.
Yeah.
Connecting with the similar-minded people that are coming in, and knowing that I'm leader, I have that chance to say hello to everyone. I'm there to meeting the biggest amount of people in the room,
Yeah.
and generally building the network around it. It's amazing.
It is. And I can see you thriving in it too,
Thank
which
you.
is great. And you've got a
Great.
great team with you, right, in Croydon?
Absolutely. I've got two people with me. George, who helped a lot. He's very good with service accommodation. He
Yes.
himself gave me a few tips how to set up my listing, how
Mhm.
to do like duplicate listing. He probably can go hours about it.
I've heard him speak about the duplicate listing in
Absolutely.
Brighton. Yeah, he did a really good job there.
And also there is Aneta with me,
Aneta.
and she not only sort of helping me and is leading the inner circle with me, but also doing a little bit of mindset sessions with me and with the other academy members that are
Yeah.
coming there, and her support also was tremendous.
How important is mindset in the world of property businesses and investing?
I think it's the most important thing, not in the property industry, but just the most important thing.
Yeah.
And the way you look on the world, your approach to people, your approach to everyday task, and actually enjoying what you're doing as a process. And it is the most important thing.
Yeah.
And after joining the academy, it really changed for me the way I look onto engaging people, where actually just providing help to others. And it's very hard even to describe, but mindset is really important.
Yeah, mindset is very important. What about health too? Like physical health? Do you find that you're kind of compromising with all of your hours of work and everything with your physical fitness?
I'm trying not to, but busier you get, some things is easier to leave neglected. But
Mm-hmm.
changing your mindset, changing the way you work, and changing the work you look after yourself
Mm-hmm.
should go hand to hand. And that, I wouldn't say is actually sacrificing, but I would say with the right mindset and that shift that happened here, not only the business, but also the way I build the relation with people, but also how I look after sort of my physical health and mental health. And it's all changed.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it should go hand to hand. And that's like continuous process, in developing yourself and your business.
In the last 18 months, if you could do it all over again, what would you do differently?
I probably would take a bit more risks. So if anything, I think I was playing that too safe and things could just move quicker.
Yeah.
But again, that's something you only know once you know.
Right.
So there's so many things that you just don't know, and you
Mhm.
don't even know what question to ask. So I think everything happened at a right pace. But if I would be starting that over again, I think I just should be a bit braver and take a bit more risks.
So are you going to take your own advice and going forward, take a bit more risks and
Absolutely.
yeah?
Because, after all, they educated risks, so I know what can go wrong. That's already budgeted for. So it sounds like it's big risk, but at the end of the day, it's not as big as it could be.
What would you like people to remember about you when you're gone?
Oh, that is a very deep question. I don't think I was ready for that.
Do you think about legacy, generational wealth, your daughter's children and her children's children?
Definitely, that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons why I do it. I mean, that was just before I've joined the academy, or before, I think that was before the 4-day event. We were given the leaflets or things to fill up. And that's where Samuel would talk about finding your why in business or in life, and that your why has to be bigger than everyday routine could be, or the hurdles that you come across. So that ties up with my why, that I wanted to support my daughter financially, emotionally, and educationally. So she don't have to work a single day in her life, but she continue doing that every day with passion. So the legacy, and not even that wealth for her, but getting the right mindset and leaving that behind, it is very important to me.
Right. How old's your daughter?
She's 9.
9. What's her name?
Zuza.
Zuza. Nice. That's so pretty. What kind of systemizations have you put in place for your property businesses?
For the service accommodation business, I really strongly rely on channel manager software. So it is software that help synchronize the calendar on the property between different travel agencies. So between Booking.com, Airbnb, VRBO, or Agoda, which operates in Asia, or even direct bookings, is the software to make sure you're never going to get double booked. And going with it, currently on the market, there's big choice of suppliers of this kind of software.
Yeah, there are. Who do you use?
I'm currently with the company called Hospitable. I think they're actually Canadian.
Oh, okay.
And the reason I've chosen them is because they offer a huge amount of optimization around guest experience and reduce just my workload. So the managing the calendar is absolutely essential. But on top of it, they have got on dynamic pricings, which allows
that's
you
helpful.
to not only adjust the pricing to what's going on in the area, but also create certain set of rules when and how your calendar will be open. So for example, if there is a booking and there's one night empty and then another booking, it will automatically could send a message to both of those guests saying, oh, would you like late checkout? And to the other ones, would you like to get early check-in? So I not only can upsell on this front, but even if I don't charge extra for it, the night is empty anyway, and that increases the customer and guest experience, which will lead to 5-star reviews.
Yes.
On top of that, I've also really used the AI now to answer all the messages that coming in. And I've really spent the time trying to, because once the business set it up, bringing very wealthy profit to it, now is the time to see how I can reduce my work input to it. And that was one of the things, to get the calendar optimized, getting the sending messages right. And the one thing which I would want to improve this year, especially this season, will be guest experience. So with the big house I've finished as a BRR, we will be offering to the guests to get a private chef in.
Oh.
We also will be offering a sort of spa treatments that you can order to the house. So like masseuse is coming down with the table, or all sorts of ladies treatments that could be associated with spa. So that's something I would like to bring in, and having the right software makes it actually possible and not time consuming. So I don't have to have a concierge who's sitting there all day waiting for the call, but actually having the right software allows me to provide that service to my guests.
That's amazing. That's really cool. One of my friends was creating a new HMO letting management company, and she called me up and she's like, I don't know how to do this. I have to create a website. And I said, okay, just come over, bring a bottle of wine. And within 5 minutes, I just hopped out. She didn't use ChatGPT. And within 5 minutes, we had all of the content for her HMO management website, just like that. So that's great. I mean, that's how important AI is, right? You're either with it or you're going to be left behind.
Absolutely. I don't think we've got a choice anymore.
No,
we just need to
definitely
see how we can use to our benefit, how we can use to save our time rather than spending hours learning it, but what we can do actually implement today to use it.
Exactly. Have you used Samuel's Mentor AI chat?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a few questions which, like, probably, I have to wait for the mentor call till the afternoon, but I would like to know that now. And most of those questions are something that I will be able to find out from the AI that Samuel got built into the academy, which is great.
That's great. What are your future plans to do with the Inner Circle? Any new stuff happening?
We've got speakers coming in, and hopefully don't have to change because I really enjoy being there. It's growing from month to month. We've got new faces coming in, where we also got regulars coming in. So hopefully only change will be to grow and get more speakers and better speakers and more people in.
Well, we're going to have our second quarter meeting soon. I have a special guest for us for that second quarter, and there's some big announcements coming up. So
that's great. I can't
look
wait
out
to
for
hear
that,
them.
Albert. Yeah,
absolutely.
Always new stuff. Well, it's been such a pleasure, Albert. Thank you so much for spending the time and sitting down with us,
you, Patricia.
Sharing your story. It's amazing, and I'm so glad that your family is all pitching in and helping with the property business. If somebody wanted to reach out and connect with you, what would be what's the best way?
It will be probably going either to my Instagram, which is albert.lis, lis.uk, or going to my website, albertlis.co.uk. And all the contacts would be there.
Great, nice and easy. And if they wanted to come to your Inner Circle, they just hit you up for a guest pass?
They can ask me. I will send them the link where I can register. And you probably should know that, but now anyone, even from the outside academy, is more than welcome. They can just reach out. I'll send them a link. They can book in. And hopefully that will grow quickly.
And enjoy. Perfect. Well, thanks again. And I'll see you later on. And if you want to learn more about property, like Albert learned, come to a crash course, meet Samuel, meet the whole team, and learn all about deal selling, rent-to-rent, lease options, development. And we'll see you there. If you liked this interview with my good friend Albert, then show us some love and comment, subscribe, share, like, and we'll see you at the next one. Thanks very much. Thanks, Albert.
Thank you very much, Patricia, for having me.